Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Saddhammang Muni Rajasya Sunantu Sagga Mukhadang Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Sarancha Sarato Nyatva Sarancha Asarato Te Sarang Adhigachanti Samma Sankappa Gocharati. Abbot of International Buddhist Meditation Center, Venerable Santere, Venerable members of Mahasangha, and your friends in Dhamma. So when you are given a topic to talk, it's way easier than when you are not given one. So I think we will spend little time talking about what makes Buddhism different from other faiths and other religions. That will be important to understand the application of Buddhist principles, especially as Mr. Nam suggested, to apply these principles in lay life. Because when you go to the text, the original text of Buddhism, which is in Pali language, you find most of them are addressed to monks. So most of them are monastic teachings, so to speak. However, when you look inside the teaching and you analyze, it is not limited to monks or monastic people. It has wider implication, and it has a lot of things to give in common, in general, to human beings. So Buddhism is first of all not based on any kind of gods or supreme being. So that is one of the biggest differences I see in Buddhism. We consider the Buddha as a human, but a unique human. He was born as a human being, and he developed his mind to the maximum level that made him a supreme human being. But yet he remained a human. And whatever we go through this life, aging, sickness, happiness, sadness, pain, and physical and mental sufferings that he experienced. So there are no evidence that Buddha was not a human. But there are a lot of evidence, a lot of stories, a lot of reasons that you can easily recognize Buddha as a human being. So his concern was to help human beings most of the time. And another important difference in Buddhism is it is an experiential teaching. So basically the fundamental thing that you need to have to practice Buddhism is your experience. Based on your experience, you accept it. Not based on faith or mere belief. That is not enough, or that would help us to move forward. It is totally up to you whether this teaching works or not. So you experience it and you decide, because Buddha highly appreciated human lives. He recognized human being as the most valuable beings. It is well proven from the monastic, one of the codes, where Buddha promulgated a rule for monks. Well, we are not supposed to be violent, but by some reason, because of some reason, if a monk happened to kill some other living beings, it's a bad thing, it's a sin, it's not ethical. But Buddha promulgated this rule: if you kill or if you murder a human being as a monk, you will lose your monkhood, but not if you kill or murder some other living beings. If you murder a human being, which is never encouraged, but there could be incident. So Buddha brought this rule up. A monk is never supposed to not only murder, even give a suggestion. Someone comes to a monk and says, "Bhante, my life is full of pain and suffering, I don't want to live this life, give me a suggestion, what should I do?" If the monk who is listening to this problem indirectly or directly make a suggestion, "Oh, you better end your life," that would disqualify him as a monk anymore. So this example that I brought up because I want to tell you that human life is most precious life. And not unfortunately, but it is sad, we don't have enough time to enjoy this life like hundreds of years. We have so limited time. So because of this limited time, we have a lot to do. When we were young, we were growing up, learning language, learning different subjects, skills. We spend a lot of time at school. I'm still spending in a school. And afterwards, there will be a job, there will be other social obligations, and we have a lot of things to do as a human being. It takes a lot of time, but we don't have enough time to qualify, to learn everything and enjoy human life. So Buddha's teaching will be helpful to those who understand we have limited time. And in one of his teachings, very interesting, the Buddha analyzed how long do we have as a human being. It's in one of these numerical discourses where he explains, if you have 100 years to live in this world as a human being, you have only 1,200 months. If you are supposed to live 100 years, that's the total. And if you have already lived 50 years or less or more, you have now 600 months. And he goes further. He explains, if you are living 100 years, you have 36,000 days. It's not even 50,000 days. You have 36,000 days. And within that time, let's take, if we sleep 8 hours a day, that will be 1/3 of the whole time. That means 100 years we spend 33 years and little more sleeping. But we slept more than that, because when we were young, we were sleeping like 16 hours a day. So that is also included there. So he keeps on analyzing further. He tried to show us something, that when you look at this time and be real, you see that how much you are left with. We're still sleeping, we're still spending time doing sometimes meaningless. So whatever you are left with, you have to make use of it. Because sooner or later, whether you accept or not, whether you like it or not, end of this life will be there. Death will be there. So in Buddhism, the talk on death is very frequent. It is not considered like a very bad thing. You are not supposed to talk about that, because that's not pleasant. In opposite, Buddha encouraged, you have to remind yourself, you are a mortal being. You will be dead soon, and whenever you recall this, whenever you think about your life, there is more chance you do more good, you do something meaningful. So in this journey, we are looking for meaning. We are searching meaning. And from Buddhism, we can keep talking. We can talk about wide range of topics, but I try to limit it to 4 things that will prosper lay life. This is specially taught by the Buddha to help lay people how to prosper, how to succeed in lay life. The first thing is Utthana Viryadigata. In Pali, this Utthana means courageous effort. So to succeed in lay life, this constant effort is very important. The opposite of laziness, opposite of procrastination. We are easily postponing things, saying that not today, maybe tomorrow, and we keep on doing. So to remind what we are doing is unhealthy, Buddha said, if you want to succeed, there should be this constant effort. So when we started meditation, of course today is weekend, and this weekend is special. Just after Christmas, a lot of things to do, a lot of things we can do. But you decided to come here and participate in this something spiritual. It took effort. So taking that example, that effort, that thought, one single thought was that brought you here, because you didn't give up on that thought. Sometime your friend encouraged you, let's do this today. Or you happen to come up with your own idea. I'm going to visit a temple, a monastery, and do some spiritual practice. So that single thought did not die because of your effort. This is very momentary. It's not there all the time. That is the problem. What we are trying is we are making it stronger. Like we are doing exercise. When you do exercise, you strengthen your muscle. You lift 10 pounds 10 times, and next time when you do it, you have little stronger muscles and you do it bigger. You can lift bigger, larger weight. So in the same way, this effort is very subtle, very small at the beginning. Even the Buddha, this is a story about how he thought about becoming a Buddha. It's a very long time back. So we share lots of stories from the Buddha's lifetime. He was in a voyage with her mother. This is a layperson now, before no idea about enlightenment. And they had a storm and they broke the ship, and they were in the sea. The mother was sinking and the son was there. The son thought, I will save my mom. I will save my mom, and he took this all effort, taking his mother on his back, and swam all the way to the surf. And he saved this mother. The mother told this son, may you become a Buddha. That is a kind of blessing. May you become a Buddha someday. And this single thought hit him so hard, he started investigating about what is this Buddha. This is about the Buddha we follow. This is where he got this idea of becoming Buddha. This mother blessed him, may you become a Buddha. And the single thought that encouraged him, that motivated him to look for what is a Buddha and what are the qualifications that I have to meet, what are the perfections that I have to fulfill. And he continued from there undauntingly. He did not give up. And it took him, we believe in rebirth, so it took him thousands of millions of years to qualify, to improve his disposition. Especially it is about the mind. So he had to work so hard, fulfilling all this. We have 10 perfections, we have many other qualities to become a Buddha. And he continued. And finally, 2600 years back, he succeeded. And he was able to become a Buddha. And that's why we have now millions of people following him. Now look at this whole picture. He started from one thought. If he gave up that, okay, thank you mom, I appreciate that, he would never become a Buddha. But he held on that thought. He did not give up. That is something interesting. I can work on that. So this effort in many aspects, you start a new job and it will be daunting. It will be lots of effort you have to put on. So if you give up, no one knows that how further you would go. If you started a relationship, and there will be ups and downs in relationship, and at one point, if there is lots of problem, it's not working on, you give up. I will not stay with this person or this relation. You never know that how further you could have gone. But this effort is something you accept what is wrong, what is not okay, and you try to fix it, not giving up. And the opposite of giving up, this which is healthy, this part is effort. It is for healthy relationship, healthy progress. So Buddha explained this is very important to succeed in lay life, to move forward in lay life. And second one is Uttan Sampada, Arakka Sampada. You have to protect what you have earned. So this is especially related to lay people. There are lots of ways that you can ruin your possession, ruin your fortune, because you go outside. I'm sure you know better than me how many things that you can do to entertain, to have association with some bad people. So Buddha encouraged, try to protect what you have earned. This is very important. I have met people who work so hard, but they have no idea how to protect it. There are lots of ways that you lose your earning. In lay life, I'm trying to relate it to what you earn with your effort every day. Your job, you make some money, you make some maybe status. You have good status in society, and you make some good friends, and you make some good qualities. So you have to protect this. You have to protect it from all dangers. In order to protect that, now third one comes Kalyana Sampada, which is we call spiritual partners, spiritual friends. This is very important. These four are not individual factors that we practice. They are related to each other. The third one is spiritual friends. We call Kalyana Mitta. And this Kalyana Mitta, this spiritual friend, is extremely important in our life. If we don't have at least one spiritual friend, there are a lot of things that we lose in this beautiful life. Because we have friends, of course, we all have friends, but we all know what kind of friends that we need. If you are to protect them, and if you are to encourage ourselves doing more good, doing more something healthy. So Buddha advised, if you want to succeed, find some good friends around you. And these good friends have always something you need to remember. They have very strong confidence. They are not easily giving up kind of person. They have confidence that is not easily broken, the good friend. And they have good moral practice. The good friend are not everyone. You have to see what kind of lifestyle the person is leading. If the friend is with good moral practice, who has strong ethical thinking, then you can consider he is a good friend. And he is generous. Not only always looking for gaining something. So we have friends, those who sit around us when we are successful. When we start losing our strength, our wealth, what happens? It takes out all of the friends that you had. So these friends are not looking to get something from you. They're trying to give you something. They're generous friends. And best of this friend is they are wise. They're very wise people. Wise in the sense who have good education could be one part, at the same time who has this understanding about reality, not living in this fancy world. So some people are there who has no idea what is going on, and we don't consider them as wise person. In our friend, if you find these four qualities, confidence, good morality, generous and wise, you can count them as a good friend. Because we need them We are social animals, so there is no way you can survive. Some people in this country especially, the idea of individualism is very popular, and we consider that we are independent living being. I don't need anyone, I can survive on my own. How far that is true? Look at yourself, what you are wearing, look at your day and how you take your day. How many of things that you made by yourself? We need a lot of people for our survival. Food, clothing, health, transportation. Look at that. Just giving money would not bring them. There are a lot of people involved to make our life. So this is not very disconnected world. We are connected. We are connected to each other physically. We are connected to people psychologically. We have a lot of connections, and I don't think we would survive like we started living like a tiger in Sahara, in African jungle. They can make their life on their own, finding a prey, but we can't. We need a lot of people, person in the store, person in the street, in our home, in parking lot. They all are contributing to make our life easier. So what is this explaining? This is telling us how you respond to them, how to give up some grudges, how to give up these negative thoughts. When you think that you are connected, when you think that I'm not alone, that help us to find good friends. And the best way, according to Buddha's teaching, to find a friend, sometime you have tried that, is giving. Giving makes good friends. That is Buddha's advice. If you give, it could be anything. So you give your time, you give your knowledge, when you share, you earn good friends. And I meet people, they complain, oh, it's hard to find a good friend, because if you look at the list of qualification, someone barely have these all. So my suggestion to them, why don't you become a good friend? Then you will be easily found by others. So don't worry about finding a good friend, but be a good friend on your own. So when you improve these qualities, now you are so easily available as a Kalyana Mitta. So this is the third secret of success, you can put that way. And last one is Samajivikata, balanced life. So in life, this having balance is very important. Buddhism is entirely based on middle path. And this idea of middle path, you go anywhere, it is applicable. Because extreme is no good in anything. And this is teaching about this middle way. In middle way, now there are a lot of questions people ask. How Bhante was telling me, people ask about this new relationship, gay marriage, lesbian marriage, same-sex marriage, and this transgender issues. And people ask about how about vegetarian and non-vegetarian? As a Buddhist monk, what are you? So these kind of issues, if you go to one extreme, you don't find good answer. Because if you take this non-violence to the extreme level, you will see becoming non-vegetarian is a problem, is contributing this all kind of slaughtering. But if you stay in the middle point, a middle path, it helps us to ease our life and understand things more elaborately and better, give us good perspective about life. So this Samajivikata is based on this middle path. We are taking not any of the extremes. We are not giving up everything, or we are holding on everything. So this is Samajivikata, balanced life. When you don't have that, you invite lots of troubles. Because in teaching, there's a lot of examples. So one of the examples is, you have a tank, and this tank has 5 doors, 5 entry doors, and one door you have incoming. This tank, it fills water in the tank. So in one door brings water, and there are 4 doors What happens if you open 4 gates? What happened to the water in the tank? You barely see that because there is more outgoing than incoming. So that is something to understand. When you have your financial plan, look at your plan. How many door I have of incoming and how many I have of outgoing. So depending on that, you learn how to balance it. There's many teaching about balancing it. You divide them into 4 sections. 1 section you save it, 1 section you spend for your survival, and 2 sections you invest back because you have to make further. So that is about handling money. That's how Buddha explained. Anyway, the idea of having this balanced life happens, it will be successful with those 3 factors that we talked: good effort and protection and good friends. So when you have these 4, life will be a little easier. You can avoid some troubles. If you don't have this balanced life, there will be more complicated problems because we don't understand. And this balanced life, another word is contentment. So this is very difficult for me to explain because people asked me many times, Bhante, what is contentment? It's hard to define, how to explain what is your limit and what is your strength. So depending on your limit and your strength, you decide where should I stop, where should I limit myself. I'll tell you a short story and I'll end my talk. So I'll open for discussion. There was a monk in a remote area. He lately became a monk, so he started practicing meditation. I keep my stories to monks, so I don't blame anyone. So this monk, he started practicing in the remote place, and he had only 1 pair of rope. So this is rope. And one night, a mouse came out, and this rope was cut. In the morning, he saw a big hole in his rope. Now he had to add a piece of paper and patch it. Next morning, same thing happened. It happened for a couple of days. Now he was a little bit annoyed. So he thought, I have to get rid of this mouse. As a monk, I'm not supposed to kill the mouse. So let's find a solution. And he went to the village where he collect his alms. He get food from the village. And there was a person who he was close to and said, dear friend, there is a problem in my hut. There's a mouse every night coming out and giving me hard time. He cut the robe. So do you have any suggestion? And the friend said, well, Bhante, I won't encourage you to kill that mouse, but let's take a cat with you. So you keep the cat in the hut, and I'm sure a mouse will not dare to come out again. That was a good suggestion. So he gave a cat to the monk and took the cat to the hut. Next morning, there is no mouse, because mouse, they get the smell, I think. They keep away from cats. So mouse didn't come out. Cat was there. No mouse. Robe is protected. But this is not for so long. The cat needs something to eat. And now cat started making noise, meow meow every day, asking for milk, asking for food. Monk has another problem now. He has to feed the cat. And he went to the village. Now he asked something extra than the food for himself. Friend, cat is hungry, so I need to feed the cat. That is fine. Then the person brought a bottle of milk, and now he's carrying a ball and a bottle of milk, going to the hut, feeding the cat, keeping mouse away, and protecting his robe. This is going for a couple of days, and it's not easy. Every day you carry milk. So he thought, I have to find a better solution. And he thought, let's talk to the same person. And he went to the guy and said, this is not easy, so I need a better solution. The man said, what do you suggest? And the monk asked, if you can give me a cow, so I can milk the cow, feed the cat, and keep the mouse away. That's a good suggestion. He gave a cow. Now, early morning he has to spend some extra time cleaning the cow, milking the cow, feeding the cat to keep the mouse away and protect his robe. And this went for a while. Now the monk is very busy, he doesn't have time to meditate. You can imagine the scenario, how busy he is. When people come to ask for Bhante some lesson on Dhamma, not today, I'm busy. So he was so busy. He has to go to the collect food, and there is extra problem. You don't milk the cow without feeding anything. So cow needs something. The monk has to go to the village and ask for some food for cow, some grass, straw, and bring it back. Now you imagine the monk is carrying grass on his head, ball in his hand, and this went for a while. He felt this is not going to work. And he went to the same person and said, you need to give me a piece of land where I can, leave the cow, so I can milk the cow and feed the cat to put the mouse away, keep the mouse away. That's a good idea, and the man gave a piece of land. Now he has his own small piece of land. The cow's there eating grass, milking the cow, feeding the cat, and keep the mouse away. Now he's so busy, he can't do it everything by himself. Again he went to the village and asked, sir, I need an assistant. I can't do this by myself. And he asked for a person, a boy who can help him. Now he has this whole bunch of things, cleaning the yard, feeding the cow, milking the cow, feeding the cat to keep the mouse away, just to protect the rope. And monk, after this couple of months, stopped there and looked at himself. And they saw the change, the transformation from this so easy life to this busy life. And he thought, this is not going to work. And he got rid of everything. He removed the cow, removed the cat, sent the boy back, and gave the land back. Next morning again the mouse came and cut the rope. He was happy. He took the needle and he sewed the rope, and he was back to his normal life. So this is something I share. This is very old story in my country, so it's very common there. This is something that you see. Where do I stop? Do I need a cat? Do I need a piece of land? Do I need a boy to assist me? Or I'm just happy with this troubling mouse and overcoming that problem every day for some better solution. So this is where you find your limit. This is where you understand where is this problem. You fix there so you would make your life easy. The monk did not start all of these things to make his life hard. He brought everything to make it easy. Isn't it happening to our life? We have this advanced technology, we have this so much taken by materialism. Where do we stop? What do I need? So I share another experience I read in a newspaper by His Holiness Dalai Lama. He was asked, are you ever enticed by this new technological device? And he said, of course I am. They look so nice. And he's very funny person. So he said, I do like to use that. How do you deal with that? He said, well, when I see that, I go to a store, I take that in my hand, and I see, is this the device going to make my life easy or busy? Is it going to be my need or my greed? If it is my greed, I better leave it behind. If it is going to make my life busy, then I prefer easy life to busy life. So that's how I decide. That was his response, and that is how we can make decision how to balance my life. You can have every facility around you, but still lose your peace of mind. and you have very little facilities, everything that is good enough, it is never asking to give up what you are doing. Remember the first principle, first secret, you need to keep on doing effort, but at the same time, don't lose your peace of mind. Don't lose this all happiness that you had. If you have that problem, you can always go back and see where is this problem, and that helps you, that help us to balance our life and accept. And these are 4 principles: this effort, protection, good friend, this spiritual friend, and balanced life. That will be useful if you remember to practice, to see how it works in your life in different ways and succeed in lay life. So that is from one of Buddha's teachings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Albert. If you have any question, you can ask. Yes.
Thank you first. Thank you very much for the good Dhamma talk, teaching about for usually the talk about the Buddha teaching for the monk, but today you give me talk about the Buddha teaching for the lay life. Thank you for the very good advice lesson. I have like this morning I drove by Vermont street here. There was a loud noise talking about the preaching outside, and I know a lot of them. They said the Buddhism, the teaching about suffering. They talk about suffering, they don't talk about happiness. They are teaching about happiness. So can you have any idea or any happiness in the Buddhist perspective compared with the other one they talk, or we just only talk about suffering?
Okay, I will ask you one thing. When you have a illness, there are 2 doctors who says this is a medicine, you take it, you are done. And then we have the ancient tradition in Asian countries, we call this, that is called Ayurveda, Eastern tradition of medicine. They don't treat the upper, what is visible, the illness. It goes to the root. It goes to the root and treat the root. So what I see that people talk about, you guys don't talk about happiness, you guys talk about suffering. I see that as you're treating the very surface level of illness. Yes, you apply it, you feel relief. But in no time, it will start again, more pain. You apply it, you feel relief. What if you treat the root? So Buddhism talk about suffering, that should be, I'm sure they are referring to 4 noble truths. And the first noble truth is about, it is not saying that life is suffering. Buddha says life has suffering. There is suffering in life. Life itself is not suffering. It's up to how you interpret. So first noble truth is about suffering. That's a truth. And that truth is not ultimate truth. That truth is very relative truth that talks next. So the first truth is suffering. And what is second truth? Now we start dealing with the problem of truth, a problem of suffering. Second, we say all this problem, whatever we talk, it's not up to whatever Buddha explained in first noble truth is not his invention. Who is not dying? Who is not getting sick? Is only Buddhists getting sick? Is only Buddhist people dying? Is only Buddhist people suffering from losing their love? Is only Buddhist people not getting what they want? Well, this is common, this is very universal problem. So Buddha just showed that this is the problem. When you know the problem, what you do? You don't directly attack it and apply solution. you have to find where this problem is coming from. Without finding the cause, if only you treat effect, you will be treating effect for a long time and there will be again the effect. So Buddha asked, there is a problem, now look where this is coming from. He found the problem is desire. This two extremes, either too much or nothing. So Buddha found this is the problem of suffering. The second truth is not about suffering. It is about the cause of suffering, why it is there. Like medicine, when you have a problem, the doctor will never prescribe you medicine at once. They need to diagnose where is this coming from. Sometimes, let's say, I know a little bit that when you have diabetics, you think that you consume a lot of sugar, a lot of sweet, that will cause diabetics. Well, that is one factor. If you are too stressed, if you have a lot of stress in your life, that can lead to diabetics. So if you only treat the one problem, what is visible, you will never know stress is also causing me this problem. So Buddha asked, look at the cause of this problem. And when you see the cause, the second truth. Third one is, you understand, if I remove the cause, there will be no more effect. If you remove the cause of suffering, there will be no more suffering at all. And how do you do that? Now still he is not hesitant. He did not say, okay, well, right, to treat this problem. He come with very systematic approach. You know the problem, you see the cause of problem, and you know you can resolve it. Let's do it step by step. Let's do it one by one, starting with good eyes. So that is the fourth noble truth about 8 noble paths. So it starts with good eyes. That is right understanding. If you don't have right view, whole thing will go wrong. When you have right view, when you see things exactly as they are, what happens? You have right thought. You know what I should be thinking, how I should be producing thoughts. When you have right thinking, your action will not be wrong, because it started with thinking. The whole world that we see is out of thinking. It's thoughts. Thoughts being personalized, personified. So when you see this thing correctly, you have right thinking. When you have right thinking, there will be right action. When your action is right, your words are right. That is right speech. When your speech are right, you have correct effort. You are not putting effort on wrong way. You have correct effort. When your effort is correct, your lifestyle will be correct. When your lifestyle is correct, your mindfulness, your awareness about the world is correct. It's not distorted. It is very correct understanding, awareness. When your awareness is correct, you have good concentration. So these are 8 noble paths. And this is how we deal with problems, not on the surface level. We treat the root of the problem. On top of that, we don't talk about suffering all the time. The only first truth. So if you take one principle, let's say if there are rules, there are 100 of rules, and the first rule is about suffering, and you ignore rest of the 99 rules, of course, the people who are seeing it is pessimistic. They're not being even, not bothering themselves to go through the rest of the teaching. So first truth is to reminding, to hit us, because we are so naive, we are so ignorant, we don't care. So someone needs to hit us. Someone needs to wake us up. Guys, there are these problems. When you are awake, oh, it is there. So how do I deal with that? Then it talks about, okay, you find the cause, treat the cause, follow these steps, and see, you will never get that illness back. That is Buddhist approach. And don't worry, you will find, I'm not telling that Buddhism is best, but this will give you enough happiness for this life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any more questions?
I have a quick question. You started the talk saying that Buddhism does not focus on a God. So what is God to the Buddhists? What is that? Where did all of this come from?
In Buddhism, I think it's yourself.
Okay.
It's yourself that when the origin of God goes back all the way, in my knowledge, it's people fear give life to gods, because when you are scared of things, when you don't know how to understand these mysterious happenings, let's say very early time people didn't know storm, tsunami, some earthquake, so they thought someone is there hiding, doing these all crazy things. But it is natural cause. Now this science, this geology, all this technology explains a lot. It is natural cause. When there is a volcanic effect beneath the sea level, and it will slide the lands and it will throw the water to the ground. So you can see how logical they are. So people don't have those ideas. They thought, okay, easy way, best quick and easy fix to this mysterious problem in the world is, let's say there is someone who is doing all this business. So that's where it came, and it became so powerful, because you can see the relativity between this fear and God. Stronger the fear, powerful the God becomes. Stronger the fear, powerful the God becomes. So that's, I think, how we have this all problem given to God and looking solution to them. And the funny thing, we do all crazy thing and ask God to fix it.
Yeah.
Human beings are making these all nasty, explosive things, and we pray God fix it. God knows it.
That's great, thank you.
You have to say something about Buddhism and gods also. We have a lot of gods.
Yeah. Yeah, we have this idea about God in Buddhism, but not the same as other faith has. It's about, we consider gods are the same as human beings.
Yeah.
That is a form of life.
Yeah.
It's a different sphere of life, and depending on our karma, there will be some different sort of life that what we talk as angels, aliens. There should be. It's not denying everything, but there are two gods. The one God that we created, the other God who are there because of their own good and bad deeds. So what we created is out of fear. What is there is their own karma. These two are never, related. If they were related, then problem would not be this complicated. So these gods, they are having same problem. I like this example I gave. When we have problem, we go to God, right? Let's say we consider, let's take 3 levels, God, human, animals. So we consider animals are in a lower sphere than ourselves, because our life is better. We have plane, car, everything. They don't have anything. So if we take these 3 levels of life, when we have problem, we go to the higher level. That's God. Let's say these animals, now they're having trouble. They're extincting. They're having lots of trouble from other animals. Let's say they come to us. Let's imagine.
Yeah.
Let's imagine this dog, cat, all these reptiles. They will come to us praying, oh man, fix it. They will come to us how? How we go to God? We give what we offer to God, what we eat, right? We take vegetables, we take fruits, sometimes we give money. That's crazy. I don't know how God gonna use it. Well, it's bad. So this human go to God with what we use and leave it that alone there. Now these animals come to us, what they eat, what they use. The dog will come with a piece of bone. The cat will come with some milk. And this crazy wild animal come with this raw flesh, asking from us some help, fix the problem. Sahara is drying, in Serengeti is gone, no more lions, please fix the problem. Now who is going to help them? And how we go to the gods? We never leave them a telephone number. We never leave them our address. We just go and tell, oh God, fix it. 7 billion people in the world. How is this God going to find the same person who complained about the problem? And are we free to fix all animals' problem who comes and complain to us? I have problem in my house. My caregiver is not taking care of me. Please find me a shelter. How free are you to go and fix his problem? Aren't we busy in our own duty? So this is, to little think beyond what we have seen. Gods are saying they are so busy. They are busy in their life, taking care of their kids, running their own business. They are not concerned about us, not at all. And what we give is not making sense to them. So that's why Buddha always, that's why I told in the beginning, so we emphasize a lot on human effort. Because it is our problem and we have to fix it. My hunger will not be gone because you eat something. My thirst will not be gone because someone drank something. So I have to deal with my problem. And Buddha considered this, his advice, Attai Attano Natho, you are the God of yourself. That is what Buddha advised. That's what I told you,
Makes sense, yeah.
You are the God of yourself. So how you behave today will be giving you something tomorrow. If you work hard, you put your all effort, problem happens, but you didn't give up, you continue struggling, in a couple of years, see the transformation. And you give up here, you didn't do any effort, you just eat and sleep and do all this lazy work, see what happens to you after a few years. So this is why this God idea, Buddha relate to human, you are the one who can change, who can fix it. So it's you.
It's good.
Thank you, Annabelle. It's a wonderful talk, and I think everybody is very happy and enjoy.